1971, a motorcycle crash left our next guest, and he prefers to be known as W. Mitchell, without fingers and with severe burns to his face. In 1975, while piloting his own plane, a crash landing left him paralyzed.
It's not what happens to you. It's what you do with what happens to you. Stuff happens. Life happens. I tell people again and again and again that you don't have to use these obstacles as an excuse to stop, to fail. You can use them as an excuse to succeed, to learn a new way to do something.
What matters is what decisions you make about how your life is going to be. The decisions that will write the story of your destiny.
But every day the orderlies put me back in this chair, and every day I went out in the gymnasium in Craig Hospital, and every day I got a little bit stronger. And every day another obstacle became an opportunity. And every day another dark moment at least had a little light shining in. And every day I hated myself a little less. And I loved myself a little more. But every day when I went out in that gymnasium, I watched a young guy, a guy who'd been a mountain climber, an outdoorsman. He had hurt himself climbing, and he would never climb a mountain again. His life was over. His life had no purpose. And after watching him for a particularly long period, one afternoon, I went over to him. And I said, "You know something? Before I was paralyzed, there were 10,000 things I could do. Now there are 9,000. Yeah, I could spend the rest of my life dwelling on the 1,000 that I lost, or I can concentrate on the 9,000 that are left. And in my lifetime, if I'm able to do even a few hundred of those things, I'll be one of the most remarkable people on this planet." It's not what happens to you. It's what you choose to do about it that makes all the difference in your life. On the island of Molokai, there's a very special peninsula called Kalaupapa. And it's inaccessible, and it was a leper colony, and they literally threw people away there. Threw them away because these people were dying of that disease that no one understood, and they didn't want to be contaminated by it. But there was a Belgian priest named Father Damien who decided to go to Kalaupapa and humanize that place and treat those people like human beings and respond to their needs. Father Damien came there and was surprised by only one thing, not by the misery, not by the inhumanity, not by the lack of care and facilities, but by the fact that there were also some native Hawaiians who had volunteered to go there on their own, no one making them, volunteered to be of service to other people. And he heard a word that he had heard used before, the word kokua, used as a verb, which means to help, used for the first time as a noun. These people were called the kokua. I come to Indianapolis, Indiana today with the incredible, phenomenal opportunity of being allowed to say thank you to you, the kokua, the helpers, the people who are teaching, who are leading in this phenomenal profession, the people who picked me up when I fell down, the people who are teaching others that it's not what happens to you, it's what you do about it.
A choice is set before you now, living or dying, blessing or cursing. And now the time has come around to turn from your fighting and rest in His mercy. Choose life that you might live, the life that He gives you forever.